6:45 a.m. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by J. Yogaraj and read by Mario Vijayavardhana. The headlines. The primary section of all the government schools will reopen today. The interprovincial bus and train services will commence from the 1st of November. Singapore to allow travellers from Sri Lanka. The Education Ministry says school uniforms not compulsory for primary students. The Minister of Justice Ali Sabri says if a country needs to be advanced and achieve its stability, all the citizens should respect all the prevailing religions of the country. 555 coronavirus cases reported in Sri Lanka yesterday. In news overseas, James Michael Tyler, Friends actor, dies aged 59. In sports news, Charit Asalanka and Bhanuka Rajapaksa script stunning opening win for Sri Lanka. The Education Ministry announced that the primary sections of all the government schools will reopen today. The Education Ministry said that health officials have given the go-ahead for the primary section of schools to reopen from the 25th of October. Accordingly, the primary sections of all the government schools will reopen today. Meanwhile, the Catholic Bishop's House said that the primary section of all Catholic schools will also reopen today. Singapore has eased travel restrictions caused due to the COVID-19 pandemic and resumed entry of travellers from Bangladesh, India, Myanmar, Nepal, Pakistan and Sri Lanka to visit the nation. In a statement issued by the country's Ministry of Health advisory, quote, "We had previously announced that all travellers with a 14-day travel history to Bangladesh, India, Myanmar, Nepal, Pakistan and Sri Lanka will not be allowed to enter or transit through Singapore. We have reviewed the COVID-19 situation in these countries and all travellers with a 14-day travel history to Bangladesh, India, Myanmar, Nepal, Pakistan and Sri Lanka prior to departure to Singapore will be allowed to enter the transit through Singapore from the 26th of October 2021 at 23:59 hours. Unquote. These travellers will be subject to Category 4 border measures. All travellers from Category 2 non-vaccinated travel lane VTL 3 and 4 countries will no longer need to undergo an on-arrival PCR test and will only undergo an end-of-stay home notice SHN exit PCR test, read the MOH statement. The Ministry of Education says that students of the primary sections of government schools can attend school today wearing any suitable dress if they are unable to wear their school uniforms. The primary sections of all the government schools across the island are set to reopen for academic activities from today. Speaking on this as Secretary to the Education Ministry, Professor Kapila Pereira said that classrooms with 20 students or less can hold classes every day, and that if the classroom has between 21 to 40 students, then the class can be broken into two and classes held every other day. He said that students unable to wear their school uniforms due to any reason can wear any suitable dress instead and come to school. He requested teachers that are unable to cross provincial borders to inform their respective education office. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The Minister of Justice Ali Sabri says if a country needs to be advanced and achieve its stability, all the citizens should respect all the prevailing religions of the country. Speaking at a Thun Maha function held at the SLBC yesterday, the minister said the function delivers the message of unity and integrity to the whole country. The function was held to commemorate 3 important events for the SLBC, namely 71 years of the Tamil service, 60 years of the Muslim service, and also the birthday of the SLBC's chairman Hudson Samarasinghe. Speaking further, the Justice Minister said that the SLBC has done a remarkable duty in its past and made remarkable artists and intellectuals in the country. He also said the SLBC serves as a major hub in the field of ethnic integrity and in the process of reconciliation. The Health Ministry reports that another 122 persons have tested positive for the novel coronavirus yesterday, increasing the daily count of new cases to 555. This moves the country's total registered COVID-19 caseload to 536,084. Over 19,000 infected patients are being treated across the island, while total recoveries have climbed to 503,388. That's local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Veda Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
The State Minister of Transport Services, Dilum Amanugama, says that the inter-provincial bus and train services will commence from the 1st of November. The State Minister said approval has been granted for inter-provincial services to resume operations from that day. He said that both the SLTB and private buses and also the inter-provincial trains will resume transport services from the 1st of November. State Minister Amanugama requests the public to adhere to the health guidelines strictly to help combat the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic. Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Railways has made arrangements to deploy 133 train journeys within provinces from today. The General Manager of Sri Lanka Railways, Dhammika Jayasundara, said only monthly season ticket holders will be permitted to board the trains. He said trains will leave for Colombo from Aluthgama, Avisavella, Ambepussa and Kochikade.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Veda Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And now in Watch Live.
Health authorities have requested the public not to travel violating travel restrictions and ignoring health guidelines. The Director General of Health Services, Dr. Asela Gunawardena, said that it is a high risk for the public to travel when there are restrictions. He requests the public to refrain from travelling between provinces. He pointed out that 500 to 600 corona patients are still being reported daily from the country. Therefore, he emphasized that the pandemic can spread rapidly again if the public acts irresponsibly. Meanwhile, a virologist of the Medical Research Institute, Dr. Jude Jayamaha, says that all the COVID vaccines build immunization. He said they are also capable of facing any COVID variants. Dr. Jayamaha said, according to information, the Delta Plus variant has been found from several countries.
World News.
In world news headlines, James Michael Tyler, Friends actor, dies aged 59. COVID update, Labour calls for Plan B measures in England. Canada evacuations as ship spews toxic gas off coast. US actor James Michael Tyler, who most famously starred as Gunther in the TV sitcom Friends, has died aged 59. Tyler passed away peacefully at his home in LA on Sunday morning, a statement from his manager said. Tyler was diagnosed with advanced prostate cancer in 2018, which later spread to his bones. Gunther worked as a waiter and manager in the show's Coffee House Central Park. He had a crush on Jennifer Aniston's character Rachel throughout the series, who also worked there as a waitress in the show's early seasons. Labour is calling on the government to bring in its Plan B measures to tackle COVID in England, including advice to work from home and compulsory masks. Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves also told the BBC the vaccine programme was stalling and needed to work better. But Chancellor Rishi Sunak said the data did not currently suggest immediately moving to Plan B. The measures which aim to protect the NHS from unsustainable pressure also includes mandatory COVID passports. 16 people have been evacuated from a burning container ship off Canada's Pacific coast. The Zim Kingston ship is expelling toxic gas, but officials said there is no safety risk to people on land. The ship was en route to Vancouver when it caught fire late on Saturday. Response vessels spent the night cooling the exterior of the ship with water, but could not douse the flames directly because of the chemicals, CBC News reports. And now the main points of the World News segment once again. James Michael Tyler, Friends actor, dies aged 59. COVID update, Labour calls for Plan B measures in England. Canada evacuations as ship spews toxic gas off coast.
And now in development news.
The government has focused its attention to solve the drinking water problem of the people residing in the Puttalama, Kalpitiya, Lagoon and the suburb area. A project will be implemented to provide drinking water facilities to the people of the Batalala, Gunaduwa, Mukatuvarama and Kirimundalama areas. The necessary funds have already been allocated for this purpose.
Sports news.
In cricket, for once it was Sri Lanka's batters who bailed their bowlers out. It wasn't the experienced hands either. Here was Sri Lanka's new generation standing up. Chasing 172 on an asymmetric ground, there was a 73-metre boundary on one side and a 57-metre one on the other. Charit Asalanka produced the innings of the game, hitting 80 not out of 49 balls from Sri Lanka's troubled number 3 position. Along the way, he had the company of Pathum Nissanka, with whom he put up a stand worth 69 off 45 before Bhanuka Rajapaksa came in at number 6 and struck 53 off 31 himself, effectively helping secure the game. In scores, Bangladesh batted first and made 171 for 4 in 20 overs. In reply, Sri Lanka reached a victory target, losing 5 wickets and 7 balls to spare. Meanwhile, in another T20 match played yesterday, Pakistan beat India convincingly by 10 wickets. India batted first and made 151 for 7 in 20 overs. In reply, Pakistan reached the victory target without losing any wicket and with 13 balls to spare.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
The Lanka Salt Company has made a pre-tax profit of 161 million rupees during the first 10 months of this year. The chairman of the Lanka Salt Company, Nishantha Sandabarana, says as of September this year, the company's salt production was 56,033 metric tons. The chairman of the Lanka Salt Company, Nishantha Sandabarana, says as of September this year, the company's salt production was 56,033 metric tons. Hence, the production target for the year 2021 is 63,253 metric tons. Accordingly, he added that the annual production target of 113% has been achieved within a period of 9 months.
Business news. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic News, courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Sri Lanka stocks closed at a fresh all-time high as it gained for a fifth straight session on Friday, crossing 9,900 points on earning hopes in export and manufacturing-related shares. The Colombo benchmark all-share price index gained 0.34% to, or 33.72 points to close at a new all-time high at 9,915.22. The index touched at an intrastate peak of 9,997.66 during the midday trade. The S&P SL20 index of more liquid stocks gained 0.92% of 33.02 points to close at 3,605.72.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
The Met Department says several spells of showers will occur in the western, Sabaragamu, central and northwestern provinces and in the Gala and Mathura districts. Thundershowers may occur at a few places in the Uva province and in the Ampara and Batikalo districts during the afternoon or night. This weather report was issued this morning at 4:30 a.m. Further details could be obtained by visiting the official website of the department. Meanwhile, the international weather forecast website AccuWeather.com reports that the day's weather will be bright with occasional showers. Today's daytime temperature would be around 30 degrees Celsius. There will be light showers in many places in the Colombo district in the night. Tonight's temperature will be around 27 degrees Celsius and there will be scattered showers in select spots late in the night. The ground temperature would be 27 degrees Celsius at the time of this news broadcast. The air quality index is 19, which shows a fair condition in Colombo. The air quality is generally acceptable for most individuals.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
And now the headlines of this news broadcast once again. The primary section of all the government schools will reopen today. The interprovincial bus and train services will commence from the 1st of November. Singapore to allow travellers from Sri Lanka. The Education Ministry says school uniforms not compulsory for primary students. The Minister of Justice Ali Sabri says if a country needs to be advanced and achieve its stability, all the citizens should respect all the prevailing religions of the country. 555 coronavirus cases reported in Sri Lanka yesterday. In news overseas, James Michael Tyler, Friends actor, dies aged 59. In sports, Charith Asalanka and Bhanuka Rajapaksa script stunning opening win for Sri Lanka. That concludes this news broadcast.